Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jai Shri Shri Radha Mahadevi ki Jai Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Sutra Maiya ki Jai Jai Shri Gaudithaya ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai Shri Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai This is 386 நான் பார்த்துக்கிறேன் இந்த ஒரு பேராமெண்ட் படிச்சுட்டு இது வழக்கமாக பண்ணுறீங்களா லாஸ்ட் பேராமெண்ட் ஓகே ரீடிங் செய்து ஓகே ஸோ பிரபு கேன் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் இங்கிலீஷ்னா English not a problem. So we are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, Part 1, Chapters 1 to 7. This is about spiritual masters, Anmiha Acharya. Bhagavan Sri Krishnam அவரது முக்கிய விரிவுகளும் முழுமுதற் கடவுள் என்னும் பிரிவினுள் அடங்குவர். அவர்கள் அனைவரும் சக்திகளுக்கு ஆதாரமான பரம உண்மையாக கருதப்படுகின்றனர். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. அவரது நித்திய துணைவர்களான பக்தர்களோ அவரது சக்திகள் ஆவார்கள். சக்தியும் சக்திமானும் அடிப்படையில் ஒன்றே இருப்பினும் அவர்களது செயல்கள் வேறுபட்ட முறைகளில் வெளிப்படுவதால் ஒரே சமயத்தில் அவர்கள் ஒன்றுபட்டவர்களும் வேறுபட்டவர்களும் ஆவர். இவ்வாறாக பரம உண்மை ஒன்றே என்ற போதிலும் பன்முகத்தன்மையுடன் தோன்றுகின்றது. வேதாந்த சூத்திரத்தை பின்பற்றக்கூடிய இந்த தத்துவ உண்மை அசிந்திய பேதாபேத தத்துவம் அல்லது ஒரே சமயத்தில் ஒற்றுமையும் வேற்றுமையும் கொண்ட தத்துவம் எனப்படுகின்றது. மேற்கூறிய ஆஸ்திக உண்மைகளை ஆதாரமாக கொண்டு இந்த அத்தியாயத்தின் பிற்பகுதியில் ஸ்ரீ சைதன்ய மகாபிரபு மற்றும் சீல நித்யானந்தரின் பிரிவின் தெய்வீக நிலைகள் விளக்கப்பட்டு உள்ளன. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu propounded this achintya beda abeda tattva, that is inconceivably simultaneously one and different. So this philosophy is applicable everywhere. This is the entire Vedic philosophy, Vedic literature. If you take it, this achintya beda abeda tattva is applicable. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu nicely given his tattva. So there is Advaitam, Dvaitam, Visishta Advaitam, then you have Achintya Vedavada Tattva. So Advaita was propounded by Sankaracharya, Dvaita was given by Madhvacharya, Visishta Advaita was given by Ramanujacharya, and Achintya Vedavada Tattva is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that way it goes. Hare Krishna. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki. Jai. So now we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, first part, Adhyaya 8, chapter 8 and verse 6. முகூர் கிருஷந்தோ வசசானுராக ஸ்கலத் பதேனாஸ்ய கிருதானி தஜ்ஞாஹ क्रीड साहस्र मणि प्रवेह प्रत्योदितोत्तम अक्फण सहस्रम मुहूर्कृशन्तो वससानुराह स्खलत् पतेनाश्य कृतानि तज्ज्ञा क्रीट साहस्रमणि प्रवेह प्रत्योदितोत्तम फण सहस्रम मुहूर्कृशन्तो वससानुराह स्खलत् पतेनाश्य कृतानि तज्ज्ञा क्रीट साहस्रमणि प्रवेह प्रत्योदितोत्तम अह्फण सहस्रम पढ़ेंगे। मुहूर्कृशन्तो वससानुराग स्खलत् पतनेश्य कृतानि तज्ज्ञा क्रीड सहस्रमणि प्रवेह प्रत्येदितोत्तम अह्फण सहस्रम मुहूर्कृशन्तो वससानुरागः स्खलत् पतनेश्य कृतानि तज्ज्ञा क्रीड साहस्रमणि प्रवेह प्रत्योदितोत्तम प्रहणा सहस्रम
मुहूर्कृशन्तो वचसानुराग स्खलत् पतेनाश्य कृतानि तज्ज्ञा क्रीड साहस्रमणि प्रवेह प्रत्योदितोत्तम फण सहस्रम मुहूर्कृशन्तो वसानुराग मुहूर्कृशन्तो वचसानुराग पतेनस्य कृतानि तज्ज्ञा स्खलत् पतेनास्य कृतानि तज्ज्ञा क्रीड सहस्रमणि प्रवेह क्रीड साहस्रमणि प्रवेह क्रीड साहस्रमणि प्रवेह क्रीड साहस्रमणि प्रवेह प्रत्योदितोत्तम फण सहस्रम प्रत्योदितोत्तम फण सहस्रम।
ஓகே ஹரிஷ்ணா. முகுஹு மீண்டும் மீண்டும்
மீண்டும் மீண்டும்
கிருணந்த போற்றி புகழ்ந்து வசசா வார்த்தைகளால் அனுராக மிகவும் பாசத்துடன் ஸ்கலத்து பதேன சமமான எதுகை மோனையுடன் அஸ்ய பகவானின் கிருதானி செயல்கள் தத் லீலைகளை அறிந்தவர்கள் கிரீடங்கள் சாகஸ்ர ஆயிரக்கணக்கான மணி பிரவேக மதிப்புயர்ந்த கற்களின் பிரகாசம் பிரத்யோதிக அதிலிருந்து வெளிப்படும் உத்தாம தூக்கிய அஹ்பனா தலைகள் படங்கள் சகஸ்ரம் ஆயிரக்கணக்கான. மொழிபெயர்ப்பு டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன் பை சில பிரபுபாதுக்கு ஜெய். பகவானின் உன்னத லீலைகளே அறிந்திருந்த சனத் குமாரர் முதலான 4 குமாரர்கள் முழு அன்புடனும் பாசத்துடனும் தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்ட வார்த்தைகளால் சமமான ராகத்துடன் பகவானை போற்றி புகழ்ந்தனர். அப்பொழுது பகவான் சங்கர்ஷனர் தமது ஆயிரக்கணக்கான உயர்த்திய தலைகளின் மேலுள்ள பிரகாசிக்கும் கற்களிலிருந்து ஒளியை பரப்ப துவங்கினார். நான் மட்டும் படிக்கிறேன். முகூர் கிருஷந்தோ வசச்சானுராக ஸ்கலத் பதேனாஷ்ய கிருதானி தஜ்ஞ கிரீட சாகஸ்ரமணி பிரவேக பிரத்யோதிதோத்தம அஹ்பனா சகஸ்ரம். பகவானின் உன்னத லீலைகளை அறிந்திருந்த சனத்குமாரர் முதலான 4 குமாரர்கள் முழு அன்புடனும் பாசத்துடனும் தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்ட வார்த்தைகளால் சமமான ராகத்துடன் பகவானை போற்றி புகழ்ந்தனர். அப்பொழுது பகவான் சங்கர்ஷனர் தமது ஆயிரக்கணக்கான உயர்த்திய தலைகளின் மேலுள்ள பிரகாசிக்கும் கற்களிலிருந்து ஒளியை பரப்ப துவங்கினார். பொருளுரை. பகவான் சில சமயங்களில் உத்தம ஸ்லோகா என்று அழைக்கப்படுகின்றார். அதாவது தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்ட சிறந்த வார்த்தைகளை கொண்டு பக்தர்களால் வழிபடப்படுபவர் என்பது இதன் பொருள். உண்மையான அன்புடனும் பாசத்துடனும் பகவானின் பக்தி தொண்டில் முழுமையாக ஆழ்ந்துள்ள ஒரு பக்தரிடமிருந்து இத்தகைய தேர்ந்தெடுக்கப்பட்ட வார்த்தைகள் மிகுதியாக வெளிவருகின்றன. பல சந்தர்ப்பங்களில் பகவானின் மிகச்சிறந்த பக்தராக இருந்த ஒரு சிறுவனாலும் கூட பகவானின் லீலைகளை மிகச்சிறந்த வார்த்தைகளால் சிறப்பாக போற்றி புகழ முடிந்தது. அதாவது அன்பையும் பாசத்தையும் வளர்த்து கொள்ளாமல் பகவானிடம் ஒருவரால் மிகவும் பொருத்தமான முறையில் பிரார்த்தனைகளை செய்ய முடியாது அப்படின்னு சில பிரபாசனம். ஸோ now we are saying that the Kumaras, Sanat Kumaras, 4 of them, so they were with love and affection, so they were glorifying Adishesha with selected verses, with selected words. Selected words and selected verses also. So like that they were glorifying Adishesha. அப்பொழுது சங்கர்ஷனர் Adishesha, so he lifted his hood with thousands of head and he disseminated this light, so he started disseminating light from his hood. So like that it is being said. The Sanat Kumaras, they were actually earlier they were impersonalists, like following the Sankara's philosophy. Of course, Sankara propounded the philosophy from this also. It is there in the part of Bhagavan, Krishna. So everything comes from Krishna only. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matah sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. He says 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 8th sloka is telling. That means everything comes from Krishna only. So that means even the Advaita philosophy, it's also from Krishna. But somebody propounds it. So Adi Shankara took it as and propounds that. Like that. So Advaita philosophy is propounded by Madhvacharya, and Visishadvaita propounded by Ramanujacharya, and our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he propounds the Achintya Bheda Tattva. So he is a conclusion of everything is this Achintya Bheda Tattva. Simultaneously one and different. So this Atma and Paramatma, they are one, but they are also different. So they are one means they are eternal, always existing. So Paramatma is always existing, Bhagavan is always existing, this Atma, all these Jivas, they are always existing. But that way the eternality, permanently they are existing. So in that part we can say that we are one. But we are not like him. So we don't have the power. No, we cannot create the Prapancha. We cannot do like that. So we cannot, he creates millions and millions of Prapanchas, and he creates the spiritual world, Balram. So that way he is more powerful. So we cannot have such power. And even some great yogis like Kardam Muni, so they were able to create a palace floating in the sky. So he created a palace. If you see Kardam Muni, third canto, so creates a palace for his wife. So அதுக்காக தெரியும் இல்லையா, கருதம் முனி வந்து யாரை கல்யாணம் பண்ணாங்க? தேவகுட்டியை கல்யாணம் பண்ணாங்க. So she married Devahuti. So Manu, Swayam Manu, he had 3 daughters, Devahuti, Prasuti and Ahuti. So like that. So Devahuti was given to Kardama Muni. Kardama Muni was not interested in marriage. So he was meditating in the forest. So but then Manu came, he is a great person. So somehow he wanted to give his daughter to him. So he accepted. And he said, say, I will not stay in home for a long time. So once some issue comes, when child is born, I will leave home and go to the forest. That was his commitment. But anyway, he bore 9 daughters. And Kardamuni wanted to go to the forest, but this he was pleading, I want to have a son. So I want to have a son. So that way, Kapil Dev was born. Kapila Muni was born, who gave us the Sankhya philosophy. 3rd canto, full of philosophy, Sankhya philosophy is there. And he gave that philosophy to us. So he is from Kardam Muni and Devahuti. So he was preaching to his mother. He was instructing his mother. Detailed instruction is there. So ultimately one has to take up the devotional service to Lord Krishna. So that is the conclusion of 3rd canto. If you take it, the conclusion is one has to take to the devotional service of Sri Krishna. That is the ultimate thing. So that is very nicely given in 3rd canto. Now, if you compare, of course, if you come to this sloka, so what a devotee will do? A devotee will take interest in doing devotional service, and they will always glorify the Lord with selected verses. That is why it is called Uttama Sloka. He is always glorified by Uttama Sloka. The very, very selected verses. And this all his glories are sung by the great acharyas, great devotees with Uttama Sloka. And every sloka contains very, very selected verse. What is selected verse? How you can say it is selected verse? How can we say it is selected verse? Some sloka is there, it is very, very selected verse. How you can say like that? If you have any idea, please tell me. Okay, this is with selected verse. I mean, it's selected words. So how can you say that? So with selected words. Everybody சொல்றது how to say that? Selected words. So by Vyasadeva has given us Srimad Bhagavatam with selected verses and selected words. Every verse contains selected verse. Every word, every sloka contains selected verse. But it does not say we are not so much educated in Sanskrit with knowledge. We don't have knowledge of the language and neither we have this knowledge of the science of God. That is also very poor. We are learning little bit. So we cannot bring out such slokas. So whereas Vyasadeva is the incarnation of Krishna himself for creating this literature, great literatures, all Puranas, especially Bhagavad Purana and all that. Yeah, he is great person, personality, because he is incarnation of Lord Krishna. So they can, like Ganges flows, they can give verses like Ganges flowing. தண்ணி மாதிரி கங்கை நீர் மாதிரி அவங்க நல்ல ஸ்லோகத்தை கொடுக்க முடியும். Such a great person. The selected words means if that word is replaced, then it will not give best meaning. அதாவது அந்த வார்த்தையை எடுத்துட்டு வேற வார்த்தை போட்டால் உயர்ந்த அர்த்தத்தை கொடுக்காது. You get the point? If we replace that word and put some other word, maybe synonymனா ஒரே மாதிரியான வார்த்தைகள். Synonym, if you put any synonym, that will not give a perfect meaning. That's why it's called selected words. Selected words and selected verses. இப்போ தமிழ் எடுத்துட்டிங்கனாக்கா அகரம் முதல எழுத்தெல்லாம் ஆதி பகவன் முதற்றே உள்ளது. If you say the first verse of Tirukkural, you have heard of Tirukkural? So if you see all Tamil literatures, general literature, see the literatures, so many things are there. Of course, these Alvars, they have given this Divya Prabandham, glorifying Lord Ranganath, Lord Krishna. And the Nayanmars, they have given literature glorifying Lord Shiva. Leave them. And you take other general literatures. That if you take the best literature is Tirukkural. The best literature is Tirukkural. We have gone through many of these literatures. Other than these Bhakti literatures, so Divya Prabandham and Nayanmars, all this, all this, what is called Thevaram, Tiruvasam and all this. So they glorify Lord Shiva. So leave them, Bhakti literatures, leave them, and you take the general literatures available. If you take the best literature is Tirukkural. All others are not so useful. You will not develop love for God. You will not develop a love for a devotion for Lord. Other literature they won't give. But this gives, it gives an idea of what is God and why we should surrender to Him, why we should do devotional service to Him. This is very nice explanation. So in that way, that Tirukkural, Agaram Mudala Eluthalam, A, alphabet A is the first in all languages. You take Sanskrit or Tamil or English, A is the first letter, alphabet. Like that, Adi Bhagavan is the source for all creation. Ulaga. Ulaga means this material world as well as the living beings there. So he is the source of creation. Material worlds, even spiritual worlds, every being. So that way. So Ati Bhagavan, he said first Lord. Bhagavan is, Adi Bhagavan is also Sanskrit word. Ati means first. Bhagavan means a person having all Aishwaryas. Ati, that is the first person who is having all Aishwaryas is Ati Bhagavan. The first supreme person. You can simply say supreme personality of Godhead. Get the point? So it is from Sanskrit. It is a Sanskrit word. So Tiruvallur selected that Sanskrit word. Why? Because if you replace that word, you will not get the right meaning. You will not get the right meaning of who is God. Get the point? So that's why he selected the word Ati Bhagavan. Even in Tamil literature, he has selected a Sanskrit word. And if you replace that word, it will not give the good meaning for that verse. Get the point? So, and also, it's very important how he got the word. How he got the word. And the வார்த்தை எங்கிருந்து பிடிச்சார் அப்படின்னா, he got the word from the Bhakti literature of Namalvar. Namalvar, that is called Bhakti. Tiruvayimozhi is there. It's a part of Nalayar Divya Prabandham, 4000 verses. Tiruvayamala is 1000 verses are there, the part of the Nalayana Divya Prabandham. There Krishna says, there he says, Adiyam Bhagavan. He is glorifying Krishna, he is glorifying Damodar Leela in first verse. And later he says, in the third verse, he says, Adiyam Bhagavan, Adiyam Bhagavan. Adi Bhagavan, he is telling that. The Am is, for Sandam, for the Sandam you call it. The Sandathukkaga, yes, the put Asai சொல்லுவாங்க தமிழ்ல. Asai போட்டுக்கார். Adi, Asaiங்கிற Amங்கிறது Asai. Otherwise, Adi Amba. This Adi Bhagavan is taken by Valluvar from Nammalvars. This is very clear. So that means Tirukural is talking about Krishna. The Adi Bhagavan is nothing but Krishna. Adi Bhagavan is nothing but Krishna. So that like that, Krishna is glorified in all these literatures, especially in Srimad Bhagavatam, Nalayana Divya Prabandham. Everywhere you will see Krishna is nicely glorified. Apart from that, there are also great acharyas like Purandaradasa. The story of Purandaradasa, Panduranga, Bhakta, devotee of Panduranga. You know Prabhu? Purandaradasa. So Purandaradasa, all these personalities, Purandaradasa, Kanagadasa, if you start talking about them, we say because they are glorifying the Lord. Now this verse is start glorifying the Lord. This verse is about glorifying the Lord. So if you take the history and see the later acharyas like Purandaradasa, then Raghuvamsa, even Kalidasa, then you have Tulasi Ramayana is there, no? Tulasidas. So they are excellent, exalted personalities. Tulasidas Ramayana is exalted. So like that. So nicely they have given. And there were other singers, very, very nice singers. We see, especially in Panduranga Charitra, in the history of Panduranga, you will see so many people. They are singing so nicely. Eknath, then Panduranga, this Eknath, then Namdev, then this Panduranga, Panduranga Bhakta. Another person is Purandaradas, Dukkaram. So nicely they were giving, so nicely they were singing. So like they were singing. There were another personalities like who are glorifying the Lord every day, who are glorifying the Lord. They were, there are 8 persons who are glorifying the Lord. Gopal. Who is Gopal? So Gopal or Srinathji. So Gopal is a deity, worshipped by our Acharya, previous Acharya. Our Acharya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his Guru and his Guru. Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri, then Ishwara Puri, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. So Madhavendra Puri is worshipped Lord Gopal. Of course, Gopal revealed to him, he gave him a pot of milk one day when he was fasting. And he was telling, declared himself as covered by nearing belly village. So he gave him milk for drinking. And after that he came in the dream. So I am just hidden inside, you please take out and then start worshipping. Like that. You have the story that is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita very nicely. So that way, after that Madhavendra Puri came Vallabhacharya. Vallabhacharya comes from Sanat Kumar Sampradaya. Vallabhacharya is a great person. And he started what is called Pushti Marga. Pushti, what is Pushti? Giving strength. Nalla or Bhalata Kudukradu. So Pushti Marga he started, Vallabhacharya started Pushti Marga. So he wanted to give, strength to this devotional service. So that's why he is called as Pushti Marga. So they are exalted personalities and their base is Srimad Bhagavatam. So he had 2 sons. One is, they are also very great personalities, especially the second son. He is very exalted personality. So what they did, they were worshipping so nicely the Srinathji or Gopal. is called Vittalnath. Krishna Vittalnath. Our paiyan per Vittalnath. Vallabhacharya's son is Vittalnath. Another person is Gopinath or somebody. Vittalnath. So Vittalnath was very good in managing. He was very good in managing all affairs. So they had under them they had at least 8 persons who can sing so nicely. Why I want to tell me means they can sing so nicely, they can glorify the Lord so nicely with very nice songs. They can even compose them very nicely, spontaneously composing. Not sitting, taking pen and writing. No, they can spontaneously sing. They are great personalities. So like that they were there and they were glorifying the Lord. So why I want to tell is, like they were, there were so many of them. Like one of them was Surdas. Surdasar. Surdasar was by birth was blind. Surdas was blind, and he took shelter of Vallabhacharya. He was from a Brahmin family, and he took shelter. He was a very poor person with blind eyes, so he took shelter of Vallabhacharya, and then he trained him, and he trained him in devotional service, and then he was able to sing so nicely. Surdasa. Then came another thing, Krishna Dasa. There are so many of them, 8 of them. There is another person called Govinda Dasa. That line, there was another person called Govinda. He was also a very good singer. And even during Vittalnath period, they were singing. So nicely they were doing service. So our go 8 Jama Pusa, 8 times they will do Aarti. Like we have Mangla Aarti, then Darshanarti, then Bhog Aarti, like the evening Sandhya Aarti, like that we have, no? 4 times. But they used to have 8 times. 8 times. That means you have to change the dress, make decorations, everything. So and after for every 8 jamam, 8 jam. So for every puja they will be singing. Every puja they will be singing. According to how it is dressed, how it is said, like that. No? How it is how beautifully it is dressed. They are expert in doing that. For Gopalji. For Srinathji. Of course, that time Gopal was in Vrindavan. After this Aurangzeb period only, 1597, something like that. So, you started demolishing all our temples, and then they shifted the deities to Jaipur, and Govindaji, and this Gopinathji and Madan Mohanji, they all landed in Jaipur. Apart from Jaipur, Madan Mohanji went to Karauli. So Karauli, the Jaipur king, he gave his daughter to Karauli king, and she wanted to have the deity with her. So Krishna so nicely arranged to go and sit himself there in the palace. Like that. Very, very beautiful story is there. So this Vallabhacharya was worshipping this deity of Gopalji, and then he because during Aurangzeb period he landed in Udaipur. Near Udaipur there is this Srinathji's temple is there. Hey Prabhu, have you visited that temple? Hare Krishna. Have you visited Srinathji temple? Nathdwara? Nice place, excellent place. I have gone one time, maybe the year end we will go. Such a beautiful deity, Krishna is a covered by, is having that rope for tying the cows, for milking. He has on his shoulder, and then he has one hand he lifts like this, lifting Govardhanagiri, standing position. So beautiful deity. So if you have seen this in India, after Balaji, in Tirupati, the second person who collects so much money is Srinathji. So nice place. So for him these 8 singers were there. Like that I was telling that person, Surdas, Krishnadas and Govindadas, like that. There the Govinda, there is nice stories there. Vitalnath was there at that time. So Krishna used to play with them. Krishna used to play with them. See how beautiful it was. So one time what happened, Krishna he came out and called Govinda Das for playing. Goli what Koli marble stones. So playing Goli, and both of them playing. So suppose one loses, then he has to give his Goli to the other person like that. So what happened? Krishna lost the game. But he cunningly he took both the Goli and went inside. Both the Goli went inside. And he Govinda say what Krishna has done me, and cried. So he was fasting, he was not taking prasad. He was fasting. So seeing the position, then Vitalnath ji came, compromise both of them. So Vitalnath came and he was trying to convince Govinda Das, you please come take prasadam, you please take prasadam. Krishna is taking, you please come. He was refusing. So finally he convinced him, and then so okay, I will serve both of you, you please come. So then Govindaji went inside, he put 2 leaves and then he served prasad. Like that. So such, see how much exalted position. எவ்வளவு உயர்ந்த நிலையில் இருந்திருந்தா அந்த மாதிரி பகவான் கூட விளையாண்டு முடியும், பகவான் கூட போஜன் சக போஜன் they take prasadam like that. So that way what we can learn is it can happen to anyone. Can happen to anyone. Like Prabhupada says, you can see if you do a loving devotional service with faith to Krishna, one day you will see Krishna face to face talking. So that can happen. That was happening in Srirangam. So that was happening in Devaparamal. It was happening in Kanjipuram. It was happening in Valaraja. It was happening. So there was some Kanjipurna was there. Who was serving in we'll finish it 2-3 minutes. Kanjipurna was there, who was serving in Devraj or Varadaraj. So they used to talk each other, converse each other. So Ramanujacharya, all his doubts, 6 doubts he had, and doubt was cleared by Varadaraj. Whatever doubts he had, and that was done by upper basic class. So that was done by Purna, Kaji Purna. So they were talking together and all doubts were cleared for Ramanujacharya. So Ademari, here also Ranganathaji, so he was also talking to the Archakas or Pujaris. Many things happened. Of course, there's no time here. So like one Pujari, he wanted to go to Tirupati. Tirupati Puransalar or Pujari. One Pujari wanted to go to Tirupati. So then Ranganathaji said, okay, you go. But before that you sing Amalanadipuram, the verse given by Tirupanalvar. You sing this verse for me and then you can go. Then he started singing from the first verse, then second, third verse comes. Where comes? Mandibai Vada Mamalai Vanavarakal Sandisaya Nindran Arangat Aravinanavan Adibol Niratadayam Adan Mel Ayane Padetta the Oralil Undi Meladandra Ulat Endu Iren Patar. My heart is upon you, upon the Nabi of yours. My heart is upon the Nabi of navel of yours. So that was he was singing. So but then he was not able to further sing. Other 7 verses he was not able to sing. He said, Ranganathaji said, okay, no, yes, go ahead. Why are you stopping? No, I cannot go further. He said, then because the meaning is there. Mandipai Vada Mangala Manavarakal, Mandipai Vada Venkada Mandipai Vada Venkada Mandibai Vada Venkada Mamalai Vanavargal Sandhi Sayan Indra Arangatu Aravinana. And the verse it says, Ranganathaji is standing there. See, all the Devadas, they come every day, they worship him with, folded hands, they worship him. But who is that person? It is Ranganath. Mandibai Vada Venkada Mamalai Vanavargal Sandhi Sayan Innan. So, Lord Krishna is standing there and giving darshan to all the Devadas. Same person is lying here in Sriranga. This Aravanayila Padthikrar. Pampin Mel Padthikrar. Same, he is able to say, Ranganath is here, Ranganath is standing there. So with that he concluded, anyway I am seeing here, I am serving here. Why should I go to Tirupati? Let me serve you here. He closed. So that was the relation between the Lord and the devotees who were serving with love and devotion. And of course in Hare Krishna movement also there are so many incidents how Ugar Narsinga Perumal in Mayapur, how he was dealing with devotees. So many incidents are there. How Jagannath was dealing with devotees. So many things are there. So everyone can experience. So Swami Prabhupada says, if we can take very seriously, with very faithfully, when we do loving devotional service, then we will be able to see Krishna face to face and serve him. This is eternal. So this process was done by Sanat Kumaras. Yes. And further down below, very many devotees were doing this, experiencing this. And we can also, Prabhupada experienced it really. So one time Prabhupada was sitting in his room and he was crying. Then one devotee went and asked, Prabhupada, what is happening? He said, I saw Krishna in the lamp. I saw Krishna in the lamp, just outside the building. I saw Krishna was playing. So Prabhupada could see Krishna playing. I was crying. So he was able to see. So, but of course, Vrindavana could have been experiencing every day. Then why he went all around the world? He took the problem of preaching, writing books, all management problems, so many things. He was undergoing all these troubles for taking care of the people of the world, to give them this knowledge. So, but for Prabhupada, we would not be discussing Srimad Bhagavatam here. We would not be reading Srimad Bhagavatam here and anywhere. That's very wonderful thing Srila Prabhupada has given us. And we can, we can meditate upon, we can, entire day we can talk about, we can meditate upon, we can read here. Such a nice literature, Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have to give our heart and life to Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing, talking, conversing with each other, so that our life will be sublime and we will have the transcendental experience, the transcendental bliss. Prabhupada calls it. Hare Krishna. Anything? So because Krishna is there, he is living inside. So when he disappeared from this world after this Mahabharata and all that, so Krishna entered into this Srimad Bhagavatam. So he is giving us that experience. Directly, you will see Krishna in Bhagavatam. You will see Krishna in Bhagavatam. But for that we have to have that bhava, the right bhava. Then, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.